This is the Fox Ranger Wind Pullover, and it has to be my favorite piece of clothing that I purchased here in 2023, and in this video, we're going to talk about it. So there are a few key features that make this a really versatile piece, and you will probably see me wearing it in a number of the videos that are coming out at this time of year. However, it is still at its core a mountain biking piece of clothing, and so it still has all the fits and features that you would expect from that. This again has features like the elastic cuff, the asymmetrical cuff as well, where on the outside of your arm, if you're holding the handlebars, you're going to have the thumb in somewhat of an extension position here, and that means that this asymmetrical cuff is going to fit very nicely. You're not going to get like from a straight cuff that might ride up on you. Moreover, you're going to have a, let's call it aspirational fit. Fox does have their clothing on the more tapered side of things, and if you maybe don't fit into tapered clothing quite as much, then it will become more apparent maybe next year. However, right here in the front, you can probably see a really cool feature. Now, personally speaking, I don't love this hook and loop enclosure. It's the most cost-effective and low-profile way to do it. I'd actually just rather some, little magnetic boop boop. But magnets can interfere with electronics. So if, let's say, you're, just cruising around the village and maybe you are trying to communicate with your friends, and so you have your phone and you want that at the ready, you can just use this as like a phone dump pocket, and you can have it right here. This pocket, from personal experience and recommendation, maybe don't consider riding with stuff in it. However, it does have a perforation on the inside. Though you could crack it and use it for breathability, I don't believe that's how it's intended. So I'm using this for casual purposes. That said, there is going to be a particular aesthetic that comes with it. Keeping with the front part of the actual pullover, you can see there is a full pass-through kangaroo style hand pouch here, and I can absolutely say with 100% certainty I have used this on multiple occasions. Because this is a wind hoodie, one would expect to wear it in windy conditions. Maybe that's a good segue to talk about the material. So this is going to be a 4-way stretch soft shell type material. It's going to have a natural DWR type coating, probably from factory, DWR standing for durable water repellency. However, my recommendation would be to pick up some Gear-Aid Revive-X and actually spray this down if you think that you might be caught in inclement conditions. So think, a fall day, perhaps on the coast, where afternoon showers always remain a possibility. What this means, though, is that this material is actually quite light and thin. So it kind of strikes a really cool balance, and I think part of the reason why I like it so much. And the reason being is that wind can and does increase the rate of like evapotranspiration and the cooling effect that we as humans experience. And so by simply just cutting down on the wind, you can actually maintain a lot of warmth that way without adding an insulating layer on top of it. It also means that if you have some exposed digits, you can tuck those in these pockets. A step further is that I've purchased this in black, which absorbs a lot of radiant energy, and I will inherently and do experience quite a good bit of warmth in here, despite, again, it being a really thin material. If we take a look around the sides of the garment, you can see more asymmetry here as well. So on the left side, it is just a standard stitch, where on the right side, there is this quarter zip, or maybe even quarter 1/5 zip. And what this does is this assists with donning and doffing. And because of that more tapered fit, it can and would be more difficult for it to go over your shoulders, and thus, by having the side zipper here, it creates a little bit more room for, as mentioned, donning and doffing. Staying at the bottom of the garment, though, on the left-hand side, we can see that there is actually a elastic cord adjustment. Now, personally speaking, I don't know if there's a ton of benefit from it because it's already such a fitted and tapered shape, but it has it just the same. Another feature that positions this within Fox's mountain bike line is this drop tail. So if you're over the bike, you're not going to have a square cut casual style shirt starting to ride up and getting a cool back. So this is nice and long and it feels honestly great. I've never had any like cool lower back. It's also worth mentioning, if you wear a hip pack as I do, having this additional length is really nice because it prevents any kind of like rubbing or chafing that you might get lower down. Moving up the jacket, we can see again there is a quarter zip up top, and this is really quite nice because it actually comes up and almost has like a bit of a like scarf cuff to it, which I really like. On the inside, there is really nice zipper guard, so this is soft against skin. And one of the coolest features, I think, from a stylistic perspective, are these draw cords. Now again, I just have these in the most loose setting, but you can, if need be, draw them in. And what this is going to do is this is going to draw in on the hood, which you may have noticed already is actually a casual fit hood, not helmet compatible. So that sort of harks more to the versatility than it does actually, you know, the mountain bike, where other, you know, jackets or garments in Fox's lineup might be helmet compatible. This is not, but what I can say is that I have not experienced any unnecessary flapping of the hood while riding. So that's really cool. So final thoughts. The Fox Ranger Wind Pullover, I think you can wear in conditions as warm as like 16, 15 Celsius with like a light breeze. Maybe you could push it into the higher temperature if there's like a strong, cool wind. And I would feel comfortable wearing it down into the low single digits. So kind of in the 6, 7 degrees Celsius, dependent on physical output. And whether you just run hot, perhaps you're maybe not in as good of shape as you'd like to be, and you're exerting more effort and heat on the climb up, but you just want something to break the wind on the ride down. I think this is a great piece. At that lower end of the spectrum, when you're starting to get into the +5, +4 Celsius and cooler, for those like winter coastal riding where you are going to see most likely some kind of either precipitation in the form of rain or snow, or, you know, standing water or falling rain or snow from trees, that's when I would actually look more into the Fox Ranger Fire Jacket that I did a review on last year, questioning whether perhaps it was the best Pacific Northwest jacket. So hopefully this helps frame what type of environment and use case scenarios that this particular garment fits in, and you had the opportunity to see some of the details, albeit, you know, even little things like the heat shrink on the pull tab. It's just a really nicely made garment. As always, thank you very much for watching. I always sincerely do appreciate it. If you've clicked on this video because you were just interested in this mountain biking garment, but you might want to see some other stuff, please consider sticking around and subscribing. I think next week is episode 3 from the 2023 Crankworks series. So if it is, that's a really good episode. So again, please consider sticking around and subscribing. If you found this video useful, please also consider hitting that like button. It just helps others find the video as well. So in the meanwhile, you take care. Thank you very much for watching. I sincerely do appreciate it. And bye for now. Oh, don't remember that. What is this? Huh. I don't remember any of this. Oh man. Oh, case that. Case that too. Oh, these ruts, I tell you. How's it going?